Hello everyone, it is Susan here from suehiles Art. Welcome to my Monday crafty chit chat and slow stitching video. So today we're going to finish this block, and I have placed the embellishments on here. So I have these pieces of fiber that I'm going to couch down. I pulled in some large size rickrack that I have, and I thought that that would be pretty, and I love the way that that looks. I think it brings, I don't know, a different shape, different color. I like it. And then I have some buttons and a yo-yo, so we will see. I think this is where I want everything. That's the plan. Oh, and I added a piece of fabric down here, this brown and white check, and that came from here, and this is from Jovi, Creating with Jovi. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get these things down, then this block will be done. But let me share with you, I don't know if you remember from last Monday, I was looking for, when I was doing this flower right here, filling it in, I was looking for like a burgundy color thread, pearl thread in my stash, and I didn't have it in my stash, so I went shopping. So let me share that first. My little haul, I went really strictly for threads, and I knew when I went that I was going to pick out 10 different threads. And I went with like the more autumnal colors, which I really don't have in my stash, but now I do. So I got a few different colors. So either one of these would have worked for what I wanted last week. This one is more of a rust color, where this is more of a cranberry color. Both are beautiful. I picked out two different browns, a nice chocolate brown and a lighter brown, almost like a, I don't know, it's a lighter brown. And then this one here has more of like a reddish tint to it, more like an auburn. And I have this, which I think is absolutely gorgeous. This is one of my favorite colors for autumn. And I picked out a purple, a nice deep blue. It's really pretty. I have a few blues, but nothing that deep. And then I picked up two greens. So I wanted to, I needed like a moss green. And so this one right here, I actually used already, and I'll show you where I used that. But today, I'm gonna leave out this dark brown. And I think I'm going to be using that along with the light color, almost white. But, so that green, I sewed the stem. And instead of putting another, I was going to do a lazy daisy down here, but I sewed leaves instead. And I like that. So I was happy with the way that that looks. So the flower is done. So I like that. You know what? Let me zoom in just a tad here, just a little bit. All right, so now let's get these pieces sewn down. I think I'm going to start with this down here. Let me take these off. I want to remember where I have them. And hopefully I will. If I don't and I put them somewhere else, that's fine too. So I just have this very, very, it's a small piece of fabric right here. And how do I want to sew that down? I don't really know. How about if we do, now I don't know if you're going to see this a lot on here, but I think I'll just do like 3 cross stitches, like I did over here, something easy peasy. Honestly, this button is so big it's going to be covering up a good amount of that. Plus this is going to be here. So I don't know. So let's just kind of get this down. And so with a cross stitch, all you do is literally that. You make a cross. And this was one of the easier stitches that that I do, and I enjoy. I like the look of it because it can be very wonky. It can be really any size, right? You can make really small crosses, right? Or not. And most times I like to do them more on the wonky side. Very seldom do I do the cross stitch where it's really neat. I don't know. So like already I you know, I have one higher than the other one. So, and I'm going to continue that. I'm going to put 4, I guess, on here. But it's an easy way to stitch a piece of fabric on and make it fun looking. So I think that's why I like it. It's easy, it's fun, and it gets the job done. Adds a little bit of interest, right? Little bit of interest to whatever it is you're working on. So, all right, so that's it. So we just stitched 4 cross stitches on here. I'll go ahead and tie this in a knot. All right, so that piece is down. All right, so I think I'm just gonna sew the button right in the middle right there. And this is an old button. Oh, I hope this needle goes through the holes. Let's see. Oh, that just went through. Sometimes the needle doesn't fit through the buttonholes and then you can't use that needle. But in this case, I have to actually pull it like through. I have to tug it just a little bit to help it get through. So it's pretty tight. So that's that. See how easy this is? That's what I love about this, is just easy stuff. Now you can certainly make it a lot more complex, and people do. I mean, it amazes me what some people do when they're stitching. It's just beautiful, beautiful work. All right, so now I'm gonna pull this brown in. So let's go ahead and thread it. So if you don't know what this is, it is a threader, and there's different kinds, but I like this one, and I like to use this little piece of metal over here that goes into the hole of the needle. Then you put the thread through that, and then you pull the thread through. So it's really easy to use, and I don't thread without using something like that because I don't know. I need it to be easy, and chances are I'm not going to be able to do it without that. So I just automatically use that, and it saves me some frustration. You know what, while we're doing this, let's go ahead and put this button on here. And again, I hope that the needle fits. You know, one of my challenges for sure, oh yeah, the needle fit fine. One of my challenges for sure is finding the holes of a button from the other side. Sometimes it takes me a while to find the hole, and I go through the holes twice. Yeah, I don't know. It would probably be better if I went through the holes more than twice, but I mean, I am using size 8 Pearle thread, which is really strong. It's not like a regular sewing thread that you would put into a machine. It's, you know, much heavier than that. So I feel confident with going through twice, but the other reason I don't go through more than twice is because it's a challenge for me to find the buttonholes from the opposite side. All right, so that's done. Okay, so we're getting there. So I did change the way I was going to do all of the buttons and everything from last week. So I kept the same amount of buttons, but I'm just doing them differently in different spots. Oh, no, I don't know. Let's see. Ooh, ooh. Oh, gosh. You know, it would help if I nodded. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. But yeah, this needle almost does not make it through those holes at all. So I really have to pull it. But at least it's going. There are times where it just doesn't go. It just plain old doesn't fit, and then I have to change needles. But we got it. Oh, ooh, that was hard. So let's see. So what kind of crafty chit chat or any kind of chit chat do I have for today? So I am trying to not spend money, which is not going well. I'm just going to say it is not going well. But I spend like too much money. I really do. So I need to be more careful, you know, because you guys know I retired at the end of May, and yeah, so I'm trying to be more aware of what I spend. And so that's a real challenge for me. So anyways, I don't know why I brought that up, but I guess I did because, well, like when I went to buy those threads that I showed you at the beginning of the video, well, I bought the threads and I bought another pack of these needles, which I knew going in, those were the two things that I wanted. And I was so proud of myself for not buying anything else. So I was, you know, I knew what I was going in for, and that's what I got, and I left. So that was good. And not all the time does that happen, right? So but I'm trying. I'm really trying. So like if I see somebody do a haul video, like I'll do haul videos because I enjoy making haul videos. But to watch other people, if I feel like it's, you know, if it's something that I want, and you know, I just really won't watch because I get sucked right in. How about you guys? I do. When I see something that somebody else purchased and it's like, oh my gosh, I want that. And it can be anything. It can be fabrics. It can be, you know, scrapbook paper or embellishments or paint or like any type of a mixed media type, you know, thing, or even gardening. Oh my gosh. So I will admit this because this was bad and I shouldn't have done it, but I did it. So you guys know, or you probably know, I have a container garden. In fact, I just last Thursday I did my October tour of my container garden, if you want to check out that video. But I do container gardening, and I knew that for next year that I was going to have some raised beds. So I knew that. And I'm just trying to get this in the right spot. So I knew that. And then, well, because it's end of season, right? It's the end of the gardening season, although my garden is going strong right now, even though I'm in New Jersey. You know, I planted a fall garden. So, so I've had my eye, like next year I know I want to do some raised beds. Come on. Wait a minute. One moment, please. One moment, please. Let me fix this. I got a little fuzz caught up in here. Come on. I don't think you're going to be able to see that anyway. I think that this is going to be couched over that. But anyway, so I've had these two long raised beds in my cart in walmart.com for probably a few weeks. And so like if you didn't know, when you go on walmart.com, it is just like Amazon, where when you search for something, it pulls up all different manufacturers, like all different stores. And so it's just like Amazon in that way. So you're not just shopping Walmart, you're shopping, well, stores throughout the world, right? Again, just like Amazon, and I don't use Amazon. So, I went, I had these two raised beds in my cart, like I said, for a few weeks. Actually, probably several weeks. And, I'm like, oh, these I think are what I want to get for next year. And I did like a little bit of research on them, and they seem to be really good, the way that they're held together. And yeah, so I knew I wanted those, and they're fairly large. They are, let's see, 5 feet 8 inches long by 3 feet wide by 1 foot tall. And so they're a nice size. Yeah, and I wanted 2 of them. And then, so last night I was like, well, I've been thinking about, well, maybe I want to get like a 4 by 4 feet by 4 feet, raised bed as well. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to look. And that is like the last thing I should do is say, well, I'm just going to look. let me see what's out there. Yeah, famous last words. I'm just going to look. And yeah, so in Wayfair, I love to shop at wayfair.com. I love it. I have purchased a ton of stuff for my house, from furniture to carpeting to, lamps, lamps, everything. I have purchased from Wayfair for years. And so I like their products. I know they're good, and, all that stuff. And so these two, looks cute, right? So these two, multiple raised beds that, like, I think I probably searched for 4 feet by 4 feet raised beds, garden beds. And so a whole bunch came up, all different brands and everything. And let me close this curtain a little bit because the sun's starting to come in. So let me just close that. Okay, that's better. So I ended up finding well, multiple, basically square beds. And they're starting to go on sale, right? Because it's end of season. And oh my gosh. So I found this one that I really, really, really like. And it's called a dark gray, which is what I want because that's what I wanted from the ones that I found on Walmart.com are also dark gray. Different company. I know that they're not going to be the same color. I mean, they're just not. I mean, if they are, that's going to be quite a miracle, but they'll both be dark gray. Um, so yeah, so they were on sale and there were like 4 left and I wanted 2 of them. So what did I do? This is last night. This is last night. So I ordered 2 of those and they're more of a, well, they're basically 3-foot round, but they have a little bit of a corner. So so they look, they have like they're put together like with straight pieces. But the shortest distance between those straight pieces is 3 feet. So I ordered 2 of those and I'm like, well, yeah, so since I got those, I was like, let me just go order the 2 that I've had in my cart in Walmart.com for weeks now, and I'm just going to order all of this stuff. I'm just going to put them in my garage over the winter, so I do have a place to store them. I even have a back shed. It's a shed that's actually attached to my garage, so I could even put them in there. I don't know how big the boxes are going to be. I'm sure it probably tells me if I would look, but I didn't look. But anyway, so I'm going to put the boxes, I'm just going to store them over the winter. But they are weather resistant. So that's one thing. If you're looking for something like that, try to, and I live in New Jersey, so I get all the weather. So, if you want something that's going to last, look for one that's weather resistant because some of them, it says in the description, weather resistant, yes, no. And some say no. So you just want to be really aware of that. So all you do when you couch is you're stitching over whatever it is that you're couching. So it literally just sews it down. I mean, it's really that easy. What you can do is take let's say I was going to couch this, right? And you can actually take it and you can make it like into a shape, right? You can go like that. So it doesn't have to be straight. It can be, well, you can, you know, couch in a circle. You can do whatever you want, but you can take that straight piece and you can make it, you know, curvy. And yep, I've done that like on my wall hangings in my living room. Yep. All right, so this might be the last stitch to hold this on. And maybe one more, let's see, I'm not sure. Oh no, I like that. Ooh, I like it, I like it. Pull this a little longer down here. Okay, that is perfect. That's what I'm looking for. All right, so that is it. So now at this point, we have 4 blocks done for my simplistic blocks. And this one is a little shorter. So like my goal is to, I think I want to make 2 more blocks, and then I'm going to sew these together for a wall hanging. So when I do this one, I'll either have to, I'll probably get a piece of fabric and maybe just sew it or lace or something, because it's just not going to work, right? So what I'll do is, you know, I'll be putting the fabrics together, and then I have to figure out how I'm going to sew them together. So maybe what I'll do is I'll take a piece of fabric, this fabric, and maybe, you know, take 2 or 3 inches, a long strip of fabric, and sew it together there. So I would sew it here and I would sew it here, and I would sew it where I'm just grabbing this backing, so you won't see the stitches from the front. And so what will happen is I will have 6 of these together. So then the other 2 will go on top, and then the last 2 will also go on top. So it's going to be long. So it's going to be 2 wide by 3 long. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do another one where it's more just neutral colors. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to. I don't know. I like the look of that. It's super pretty. So that is my thought process on that. And then for next week, what I think I'm going to work on is this. So this is a piece of a linen napkin that I got from Jovi, from Creating with Jovi. And I'm going to give this an iron. And then I also want to make this a wall hanging. And I've pulled out some pieces. I'm thinking of going with like blue, pink, off-white. So like this is a good inspiration piece right here. I like that. So it has the blue, it has pink, it has yellow, it has off-white. Here's a pretty piece. I think I got this from Linny P for my giveaway. So that's it. I think this is, I don't know if it's off-white or a really, really light pink. I think it's off-white. And I had this. And this piece right here was from Yvonne. We did our first swap and sew together, which is swap and sew. It was 2 days ago on Saturday. Watch the video. It's hosted by Jovi and Carol from Recrafted by Carol with Carol. I don't know. She just changed her YouTube name. So Carol, you have me all mixed up now. Which is not hard to do. And I have pieces like this, and I also have And this is the colorway I'm thinking of going with. Now, as far as seeing the pink of the bottom, the napkin, I mean, you might see a little bit of the pink, but you might not at the very end. But I have this big bag of, well, blue yo-yos, all kinds of blue fabric. I have a lot of denim in here, a lot. So this is the kind of stuff I want to pull out and use. So we'll see. I mean, I have a lot to, I mean, I could make a gazillion of these things, right? But yeah, so I'm just going to go through the bag. We'll go through it together and pick out some stuff. But that is my thought for us for next week, next Monday. So definitely come on back next Monday and we'll figure out what fabrics we're going to use and the composition of the fabrics, and we'll get it pinned down hopefully next week. Alrighty, so that is it for today. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it very, very, very much. And I hope that you have a wonderfully blessed week. All right, bye-bye, everybody.